Classroom of the Elite Season 3 Episode 3. And what a wild episode this was. This is definitely one of those episodes, or even the episode that has the most things going on in it. You know, you have things happening here, things happening in here, and in general, from beginning to end, this episode was filled with a lot of information. I don't know if I will be able to remember all of it, so if I forget something, sorry in advance, because again, from the beginning to the end, this episode was filled with a lot of conversation, a lot of new, I guess you can say, characters, a lot of new surprises, plot twists, this and that. It is a really hard episode to talk and be satisfied with, because at the end of the day, there is a lot of things to say that you're not going to be able to say. So let me just start by saying that at the beginning of the episode, we see how now they're not in the camp, which is interesting because I thought this mini arc was going to be in the camp. Again, it actually caught me by surprise that the episode started in the classroom. I was taken aback by that. And we see how at the beginning of the episode, Sakayanagi appears in class C like nothing. You know, everyone is surprised by this, and he even calls out a guy, which I forget his name, from class C. So there's definitely something going on there. I mean, Sakayanagi knows what she's doing, and for her to do it in front of Horikita and Ayanokouji is very bold, because I mean, Ayanokouji is there and he can see that, you know, he's calling out one of his classmates. So I don't know what is going on with that. That's definitely going to be something really important in the future. In this episode, it was only shown for a couple of scenes and just that, but rest assured that is going to definitely play an important role in the future. I don't know how exactly, because again, she did it in front of Ayanokouji, which I find really weird. I don't know what exactly is going on there. Maybe she's trying to confuse Ayanokouji into thinking something about that talk they had. But yeah, that was really interesting to say the least. And then we got into the main topic, the main thing that happened in the episode, and that was that Ichinose is getting slandered. We see at the beginning of the episode how Sakayanagi is talking to Nagumo, and she basically tells him that, well, she wants to take down Ichinose because Ichinose is basically the head or the representative of Class B, and if Ichinose goes down, Class B goes down. So you don't even have to take other people down or do this or do that. Just Ichinose herself is enough to, I guess you can say, crumble that state that Class B has. And Nagumo surprisingly agrees to this. I didn't actually thought in the previous episodes that Nagumo was, you know, a foe or an enemy to Ichinose. I thought because they are both in Class B, they were going to be friends, or at least not enemies. At least I think Nagumo is from Class B, so I thought that maybe that was not the case, that they were not enemies or foes. But I was surprised to hear in this episode that, I mean, he actually agrees with Sakayanagi. Maybe I'm remembering wrong and he's actually from Class A, but whatever. He actually agreed with Sakayanagi in taking down Ichinose. He actually wanted to take down Ichinose himself, but I guess he let Sakayanagi do it. So yeah, now Sakayanagi is going to attack Class B, and she's starting out her plan by slandering Class B. So that is, I guess you can say, her build up to whatever she's going to do, because I don't think that is necessarily just what she's going to do and leave it at that. And maybe if she does just do that, that doesn't mean that she's not going to come back at her later on. You can interpret that in both ways, that this is just a first step to something big that is going to happen in this same arc, or maybe it is something that she will let it happen, and if it fails, maybe she has another plan that she will put into action later on. So yeah, maybe she's testing out the waters, although I doubt that, because she seemed pretty serious about the whole thing about taking down Ichinose. So I don't know if this is just a front or something like that, or a first step. But yeah, I think that is something that we should consider, that this could be just a first step into something bigger, or just something to test out the water and leave it just there, abandon it later on. And of course, Ayanokouji and Horikita get involved in this. Ayanokouji at the beginning didn't want to get involved in this, and even at the end, he doesn't seem to be that really interested in it, but he's getting dragged into it little by little, even though he doesn't necessarily want to be a part of it. But yeah, little by little he's getting dragged into it, because first you have Horikita, and then you have Ichinose herself talking to Ayanokouji, and then Ayanokouji himself sees Ichinose getting slandered, and then you have Kamuro Masumi, I think that is her name, the girl from Class A, talking to him. So yeah, you have all sort of people dragging him into it, and I mean, it is pretty interesting, because most of the time Ayanokouji doesn't want to be involved in things, and now he's getting, you know, himself involved into things, because this is a pretty big thing, a pretty big issue, I guess you can say that, because I mean, he even knows, even though he doesn't want to get himself involved. He knows that this is a big thing because either Class B is going down or a big rivalry will be born between Class A and B, and somehow that will affect Class C. So even though he doesn't want to get himself involved in it, I know he's aware that, yeah, I mean, this is a big thing. And now he has to do something about it because he has agreed with Kamuro Masumi that, yeah, he's going to do something about it. I don't know what exactly he will do. I don't know what angle he will approach it with, because you have the angle of helping out defend Ichinose in his own way, maybe countering the slander or something like that, proving her innocence, or getting the people around to defuse the situation or something like that. Or on the other hand, you have the angle of him attacking directly Sakayanagi in order to, I guess you can say, deal with the root problem. So yeah, there's two ways you can see it happening. Either Ayanokouji solves the problem by helping out Ichinose defending herself, or directly attacking Sakayanagi. To be honest, at this point in time, I don't know exactly what he's going to do. If you were to force me to decide what he's going to do, I would say that he is going to defend Ichinose, because at this point in time, I don't see him wanting to pick up a fight with Sakayanagi. Maybe that is something that he's considering doing later on and not necessarily now. So I think that is what he's going to do. And you know, maybe there were some emotions from Ayanokouji shown in this episode when he was talking to Ichinose, when Ichinose was telling him that, you know, he should not be worried about her. And also when Ayanokouji was seeing her getting slandered by those papers, saying that she was a, what was it, a thief or a stealer or something like that, or something else. But maybe he showed a little bit emotion there. To be honest, I doubt it. This is Ayanokouji we're talking about. He's as cold-hearted as one can get. But we have seen in past episodes that, I mean, he's not necessarily all that emotionless. He does help out people. For example, Karuizawa in his own cold, twisted way. So maybe he will do it also because maybe he has a little bit of remorse or emotions or feeling for helping out Ichinose. Not necessarily because he likes her, but just because he wants to, you know, stop this slander. Because maybe he simply doesn't like it. You know, he doesn't like a person being bullied, in this case Ichinose. But I could just be, you know, talking nonsense because, again, this is Ayanokouji, one of the most cold-hearted people in anime history. So yeah, that also could perfectly not be true. And to be honest, I don't think we have even seen the most cold-hearted thing that Ayanokouji has done until now. I don't think it has happened. I think later on in the future we're going to see even more, I guess you can say, twisted, cold-hearted, black-hearted, whatever you want to call it. I don't even have words for it. Thing that he has done, I don't think we have seen it yet. I haven't read the source material or anything like that, so I don't have any sort of information to go about it. But I think that that is something that definitely is going to happen in the future. And even though I'm saying that, oh, maybe he's doing this because maybe he has a little bit of, you know, of self-awareness that maybe he should help out Ichinose, even if it's just 1% out of his 100% personality, or 0.1% or something like that. Even if it's just that, at the same time I'm saying that I can also see him, you know, being even more cold-hearted in the future, doing some action that is actually considered really, really twisted. So let's see what happens with him in the future. So yeah, also at the beginning of the episode I forgot to say, we saw how it was mentioned that Hirata and Karuizawa actually broke up. So yeah, that was actually surprising. I thought all this time that they had broken up since the middle of the second season. So yeah, I was actually kind of surprised to hear that. And of course, we all know why she broke up with Hirata, and that is because Karuizawa likes Ayanokouji. So yeah, we see how Ayanokouji's reaction to it is, and of course, it is the typical reaction from Ayanokouji, which is being not so much interested in it. Of course, we don't know what exactly Ayanokouji is thinking inside. Maybe he sees that as a benefit. Maybe that way he can use Karuizawa in a more efficient way or something like that. And subsequent to that, we also heard that the girl, the purple hair girl, now wants to be with Hirata. I mean, that was actually interesting to see her talk to Ayanokouji. I didn't think she was going to talk to him. Something really funny is that now in this episode we see how everybody is talking to Ayanokouji. You have me, you have the other girl that arrived with me, you have Kamuro Masumi from class A, you have Horikita, you even have Horikita's brother Manabu, you have all sort of people talking to him. Never before has Ayanokouji been this busy. Even Even he himself admits in this episode that everybody is talking to him. But yeah, it was actually pretty interesting to see me talking to Ayanokouji, because you would think that that is something that, oh, it's just a throwaway scene or something like that. But for it to be shown in an episode like this, I think it will also play an important role. Just how Sakayanagi was talking to this guy in the beginning of the episode, I also think that this scene will be important in some way. I think it is going to tie into something, because for it to be shown in the episode is quite surprising, especially if Ayanokouji is involved. And I don't know what is going on with the other girl that arrived. I don't even know who she is. I found that also kind of weird. I don't know if we have seen her before. I don't know if I'm forgetting her name or if I'm forgetting in a scene where she was introduced. It was mentioned that she was reading partners with Ayanokouji. So yeah, I don't know if something else is going to happen with her in the future. So yeah, I found that kind of curious. But yeah, that was basically the episode. You have Ayanokouji having a very busy day, to say the least. Oh, and I almost forgot to mention that at the end of the episode, you had two things happening. First, Ayanokouji got a call from a mysterious person. I wonder who that was. Ayanokouji wasn't even fazed by it, because this is Ayanokouji again after all. But yeah, that was a pretty interesting call. I don't know if they're trying to scare him or do something like that. And also he got a call from Horikita Manabu, Horikita's brother, which told him that Kushida was talking to Nagumo. So to be honest, at this point in time, poor Ayanokouji has a lot of things to do. He has to deal with Kushida. He has to deal now with helping out maybe me getting with Hirata, although I doubt he will do that. Maybe he will do it just because he wants to do it. He also has to, you know, keep his relationship with Karuizawa going on in order for her to be useful. And he also has to, you know, deal with Nagumo himself. He has to deal with Sakayanagi, and also he has to help out Ichinose. He has to be wary of Masumi, the girl from class A, and I mean, all sort of things are happening around him. We also saw how in this episode Horikita was actually kind of sad, but also determined to change herself, because we see how she wants to be a little bit more useful, be like her brother. And we see how when Ayanokouji tells her to be a little bit more realistic, we see how she's really surprised and wanting to change. So yeah, we also saw those things from Horikita in this episode. So yeah, that was basically everything that happened in the episode. A lot of things to talk about in this episode. I probably forgot something, but those are just the things I remember from the top of my head. Overall, an excellent episode, a very good character building episode, a very good drama inducing episode, a very also drama introducing episode, because this episode will build up the tense moment for the next episodes to come. So in that sense, it was a perfect episode overall. If you don't want to miss any episode reviews of the third season of Classroom of the Elite, please subscribe. And also, if you like the episode review, please give me a thumbs up. And yeah, that will be everything by me, and I guess I'll see you all in the next episode review.